And now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Nijolė, who works at Vilnius University Library. And Nijolė is going to walk us through the work of the innovations and challenges of the digital storytelling approach that's been actually a feature of this library since the late 1990s. So they were really quite pioneers in this work. Nijolė, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to share my slides. I'm not sure if you see them. Yeah.
So we do. You just need to. That's it. Perfect. Okay. You're going. Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me to speak here. Our experience is a little bit different than national libraries, and I am a little bit out of my field because we are an academic library, and we serve our community. So you see my main topics today. I will go through them very briefly and stop in some important places to tell you. So, first of all, I'm not sure if anyone has been to Vilnius and visited our library. So these two buildings are our main houses, one in the city center and one in the student campus. So here are some figures showing who we are. The library was founded in 1570, and it was a Jesuit library. Now that we have a lot of students and two campuses, so we follow the philosophy 1 + 1 = 1, the library for the new things and the library for the old things like heritage. It's still one library. And this philosophy is mainly in all our activities. We follow it. So rare books, manuscript, graphical art, these are all things that I think all old libraries have. The thing is that we are not only the university library, we are also the library of state importance. Holding this kind of heritage means a huge responsibility, not only preserving that, but also sharing that with our communities and people around us. Some treasures that we have the home of the first Lithuanian book, which is survived only in 2 copies in the world, and 344 incunabulas. I know that this number is very small compared to some other libraries, but we are very proud of that. All kinds of manuscripts and all kinds of cartography and so on and so on. So the thing is that our old library, as we were founded in the 16th century, we are still in the same building. The heritage is in the same building, and it's part of, you see the campus of the university, and the campus, the old one, is the part of UNESCO heritage site. So everything here is UNESCO protected. So believe me, to implement something new, new technologies, it's very, very tricky in this kind of the site. So these are 2 beautiful halls which we use for our physical exhibitions. As you can see, Smuglevičius Hall is the 16th century, 17th century. The decorations are from the 19th century, but this furniture is old, it's heritage. You can't implement anything in that. The second one, the White Hall, is something similar. You can't change the view of that because it's protected. So we had to think of the ways how to implement new things into old heritage. So since 1998, we started thinking about how to promote our heritage collections and to make them more visible. And it was a collaboration with UNESCO. And it was the first CD of this kind, a virtual exhibition on the CD of this kind in Lithuania, presenting our collections to public. Since that time, we had 8 exhibitions, which were, they followed the way of the physical ones. That means object and description, and you have that online. The platforms varied, and we still have them somewhere in the archive, but we keep them as a source of information, nothing more. The first attempt to make something more interesting came together with COVID. We were closed, but we still had to do something because we had big anniversary of the library that year. That means COVID changed our plans. So we have a hall, a very beautiful historical hall, which was an exhibition itself. We made a 3D tour, and it had 10,000 visitors in 2 years. So it's interesting because to my mind, every person in Lithuania has been there already. How we had those 10,000 more, I don't know. But what was very, very new for us, and COVID helped us, because we were thinking about Google Arts&Culture platform since the middle of 2019. And then COVID, the lockdown, just made a decision for us. We have to go on this platform, and we have to do something there, because as a university library, we don't have so many resources, I mean money, to have at that time, we didn't have our own platform for digital storytelling. So Google was, I think, quite a good decision, and you are welcome to visit our exhibitions there, and not exhibitions, digital stories, because these are not exhibitions in their nature. They tell stories about objects that we have. They show their connections between one another. So this platform we used, and we are still using. It's a little bit clumsy because it has a lot of steps of approving, but it's relevant. It's good. So you can visit and look for yourself. So we had, as you see, we had visits. I have statistics only up to 2023, because using Google Analytics, it's another story to tell. But you see, as the pandemic decreased, everyone is free again. Everyone wants to travel and to see physical objects, not the digital objects. So the decrease is predictable. And as you will get those slides, I won't comment on those peaks, but they are connected to the launches of the new stories. So the new story comes, the peak is coming, and then it decreases. But what is the main thing, that since the launching of our account, we had no month with no visits. So people are still coming, they are still looking through, and I'm very happy with that. So the key points with working with that is that you have to follow, you have to have ideas, and then to have some concept, and then find the best way to implement that. And then this kind of work in the digital for us means a lot of research on the topic. And as we are a university library, sometimes it's tricky for us to find those ways how to put the research, the hardcore, the research, into attractive form to tell our stories, which sometimes we can be a little bit boring to someone, but still, we had to learn how to follow the principle of brevity. Because when you do the physical exhibition, you have you have more space. And here you have to choose, for example, 10 things to show, even though you have 1,000. So what helped, and what is one of our main concepts, that we select objects that are linked to our digital collections. You are also welcome to visit them. Digital collections are our digital platform. We also use national platform or use Europeana in some ways, but we decided to have our own. And then connections between objects which are very, very important. So the main language is English, so it's normal. here you have one example of the research which was done, and it's title page of Google Academic Vilnius. We had a scientific project on that. Scientists produced articles and we made an exhibition. We also have, this is our digital library. We also have all the collection in one place. You can come, you can list, but the story don't follow all the objects, just some of them. And this is one of the pictures, how the Google looks, you can see that. What were the challenges? Very briefly, challenges were in our heads, because we were very used to physical exhibitions, huge amounts of objects. And here you have to tell stories in digital. You have to select what you will show, how much you will show, how much you will tell or play or I don't know, highlight. Then time management, team project team, also the ideas. And then too much or too little content. I think everyone knows that. Some people are saying we don't have enough. Some people are saying we have too much. So digital stories appeared in our digital collections this year. We decided to work with Google, but also have our own. This platform is a little bit more flexible. We can choose the time frame and everything we want. And the first digital story appeared in May this year, and it was dedicated to a very special person, Ona Šimaitė. She was a savior of Jews during the war, and she was an employee of a library. So we made some exhibition on her behalf, and we had quite a lot of visits. At the moment, we are working on it. Was the pilot of this platform. At the moment, we are working on doing it more friendly to the researchers, to all of us. But we still have to have ideas and always be prepared, and practice, and discussions. Arguing makes the best results, in my opinion. And what we are planning for, it's search for new ways and promote cultural heritage in new ways. Also promote digital stories, and still waiting for Vilnius 700 exhibition, which we promoted through Google, and also generating ideas for 2026. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that I was thorough here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Nijolė. Thank you so much for talking us through what an incredibly interesting set of issues that you're dealing with, not least your location, and as you say, the fragility and the sensitivity around some of the, those UNESCO protected spaces. Really challenging. Again, I will be inviting people to write questions for us to pick up at the end, but I'm going to again abuse my position slightly and just ask you a quick question, which is, do you have any levels of interactivity when people go onto these platforms? Can they interact in any way with the exhibitions and what they see? With the content.
Interact, you mean annotate them or something like that?
Yes, or if there's any kind of way that they can leave, that they can be involved, or any co-creation at all?
At the moment, no. But they can, if some exhibit is of an interest to them, they can follow the link to the digital platform, and there they find all the objects. They can list, they can download it if they want for the research, because we are an academic library and we provide sources for learning and later research. So our main objective was to make those resources available and to attract people. You see a beautiful illustration, please follow the link like this, and you do your own research, and it's a public domain, so you can download it and use for your research for free.
But the primary audience, therefore, is your
Yes.
academic audience,
Yes.
is your people
Yes.
who are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nijolė. That was really fascinating. Thank you. And hopefully we'll have some questions for you at the end.